Okay, well, I came here, I was living in Omaha when I first started to discern here at New Melleray. And I had this experience of a call. I had told you before about seeing this movie, City Slickers, in which the key scene in the movie is where he tells a character who is out there from New York City out west riding on a cattle drive. The last of the real cowboys tells him that the secret to life is one thing. You stick to that and everything else is unimportant. And so it really struck me that, yeah, that's what I need, is that one thing. And I knew it wasn't career. And I had been engaged before, but I knew it wasn't necessarily marriage. And so it struck me that that one thing would have to be God, that you have to love what you can never lack when you love it. And so it got me thinking about coming back to the church, because I'd been away from the church for about 25 years, and about being a monk. It just struck me that being a monk was the way I could center my life in this one thing if it was God. What drew me to New Melleray, I think, was one, when I first came to visit, there was a sense of peace here, a sense of the presence of God that I didn't feel quite the same way anywhere else. I particularly remember the first time I walked into the Abbey Church. I got such a strong sense of the presence of God that I got weak in the knees and had to sit down. I just literally couldn't stay standing. And when I did an observership, in other words, when I lived in with the monks for 6 weeks, at the end of that time, my experience of the monks was that these men are really authentic. They really take this life of prayer seriously, their relationship with God seriously. Community pretty much means everything to me, because I'm the type of person who very much takes his cues on how to behave, what to think, etc. I take that from the people around me. After high school and through my college years in Iowa City in the 60s and whatnot, by the type of people I hung around with, everything that was going on in the 60s and whatnot really influenced the type of person I became. Then when I got out in the human services community as a career, that influenced the kind of person I became. So the community here, the fact that they were really authentic men, authentically living the life, interiorizing the values of the Christian life, held a great attraction for me, because I knew if I stay with these men, I'll become like them, and that's what I want to be like. That's what I feel called to be like, but I can't do it of my own power. I can't do it when I'm associating with people who aren't living this way. Not that they're living bad, they're just not living these values that I feel called to live. So community is really key to my being able to become the kind of man I feel called to be. We punctuate the day with these times of praying together, so that no matter what other difference you might have with a brother during the day, such that work, shall we use a flathead or a Phillips head screw on this, no matter what differences you have, when you gather in church 7 times a day, you're all wearing your habits, you see as the brother walks in that what is deepest and most important to me is what is deepest and most important to him. That's more important than anything else. Yeah, I think, again, it's our way of life is an example to the world of how we can all get along by living a simple life and a life that's very centered on mindfulness of God.